Welcome to Mamurai Gaming. I'm Mamurai.
I'm the other guy.
It has been quite some time since I played some Hearthstone. Actually, just before the new expansion came out, or it's not new any longer, but Goblins Versus Gnomes, or vice versa. And because of that, I want to get back into the game right now. And I've went along and bought a shitload of packs, as you can see here. So let's get to it, shall we? Dun dun dun.
Pay to win.
Pay to win, indeed. Here we go. What can we do first? I believe some of the cards
Yeah, right.
I've already got. Okay, that was not.
I know you. I saw you definitely had the explosive sheep. The floating watcher you got there. If you don't have that already, that's a really good card.
Okay,
really
I don't. So let's see what is that? Anodized Robocop.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like these cards are that special.
No, this is all very sort of
basic
stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's still 58 packs to go.
It's fun that you haven't seen any of these cards. It's like the most common things. Oh, that is really
gold
cool.
Explosion and a gold Goblin Zapper.
Yeah. Wow, that's really cool. The Zapper, some people roll. The thing I'm noticing here is the Snow Chucker. That's an infuriating card and a major part of the mech mage that everybody's playing right now. It's really entertaining that you don't know any of these cards. This is how long has this been out? At least 2 months, right?
Yeah.
It came out, what, mid-December? Yeah, so 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's already...
Cobalt Guardian. I used to play Paladin a lot.
Yeah, you'd have to play some sort of mech Pala, though, to make it... I can honestly say no one has ever played that against me.
Yeah, okay. Let's go on, then. Let's see. Seems to be standard cards, except for the mech bear.
Yeah,
cat,
I mean, you know, these cards are good. They're good cards, but they're very, very common. So you're gonna get a bazillion of those. Just keep going, man.
All right.
Nothing interesting yet. It was cool with the Goldens, but you know.
Yeah. We have plenty of packs to open.
A golden turd is still a turd. See, there's another Tinkertown technician, so.
I wonder how much dust I'll get in the end.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the Soot Spear and the Mech Warper.
Sure. Let's go.
Obviously, we want Dr. Boom. That's what we're here for. The Quartermaster, that's a pretty good card. I know you know that card.
Yeah, I have one of them.
Yeah, alright. So now you have two. Obviously, insane synergy with Muster. Mistress of Pain, that's one of the cards that sort of actually makes demons workable for warlocks. For the longest time, if you wanted to make some sort of demon deck, it would just be, you know, pointless and a little bit silly.
And there's certainly one, yeah.
But with some of these new ones, especially the Mistress of Pain, there's a new version of demon. What's it called? Demon Fire, right? Demon Fire that does damage unless it's a demon, then it buffs it. There's a new version of that card that's called Demon Heart. And you take something like the Mistress of Pain, you stick Demon Heart on that, that really works well.
All right. And as if the warrior didn't have enough weapons to hit people with in the first place. Now there's an Ogre Warmal, but...
Yeah, it has the same Ogre effect that all the other Ogres have. Where it's 50% chance. And they say chance, I say that's a 50% risk.
Yeah. And more pirates, I see.
Yeah, some people do run pirate decks. They're not very good, but they sure are fun.
So more gimmicky stuff.
Yeah, but that's fine. Alright, that's cool with the antique heel bot. As a golden, yeah. Look at the little dangly heart, that's really cool.
And Clockwork Giant.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the other giants, though.
Yeah, I mean, the obviously the giants are all sort of relies on circumstance.
I think Warlock all the time.
Yeah, but, you know, one less for each card in your opponent's hand.
Yeah, it's really random.
I see it as a part of a mill deck, perhaps. But, you know, how would you know? Unless you're filling your opponent's hand with cards, how would you know how many cards he beat?
Yeah.
So, Yeah, the flame cannon once more, because we knew mages needed more removal.
I've gotten a few of those Gilblin
Stalkers. Yeah. Well, they're called
Shadow
commons for a reason.
Shadow Boxer.
Shadow Boxer is fun. It's sort of a weird priesty version of a knife juggler. All right, the Dark Bomb. Valence Chosen. I hate that card.
Okay.
It's I don't run it in any of my decks, but when I bump into a deck that runs it, it always sort of really works out for them.
It's a bit like Blessing of Kings though for Paladin, isn't it? Seems like it.
Yeah.
It just costs less.
Yeah. It's not unlike Kings.
Dark Bomb. Let's go and see.
More Dark Bombs. Another Tinkertown Technician. I also think you got a bunch of them shredders.
Yeah. Glavezuka.
It's cheap. If you get that out in round 2.
Yeah, that's really good.
And you get to buff something. If you have some sort of little 1/1 weenie, like a spider, a web spinner on the board, then Glavezuka is really nice.
Yeah.
The Enhancer Mechano.
Yeah, I remember I talked to you about that before the expansion. I've seen that. It seems it's a bit insane, to be honest.
Yeah, it's really, really good. The problem is it may, give taunt to the exact unit you want to keep alive. It may, give buffs that don't mean anything. It may give Wind Fury on your 1/1 and so on. So... if you have a deck where every unit has amazing value, every minion has amazing value, then it can be good. The best use I've seen on the Enhancer Mechano yet is in the arena.
Okay.
Yeah.
So normally in Constructed you wouldn't see this, even though it has so many buffs and it's on cards, even so.
Yeah, obviously.
On its own.
Obviously, it's a raptor on its own or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I rarely see it, and when I see it, it's usually it's sort of what the same thing that sort of Hugger is.
Yeah.
It's a card that wins a game that you've already won.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I have never seen an Enhancer mechanic come on the
Turn
board
the game
and save the day.
Okay.
No, so
what is the spare part thing?
The spare parts is a series of 1-cost random mini buffs that can do different things to your units. It can freeze a unit of the opponents. It can give one of your own units +1 life, and so on and so forth. There's a whole little. It can give one of them taunt, I believe. So it's a bunch of 1-cost buff cards.
Okay, a bit like the bananas from the monkey.
Yeah, but with more fun little different effects.
Okay. Scarlet Purifier.
Yeah.
Okay value, actually.
Oh yeah, the stat line is fine. Obviously, the battle cry is kind of weird because if everything has death rattle, do you want to kill it?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, all right.
Maybe in a combo it can be used, but. Oh.
All right, Toshley.
What is Toshley?
That's really cool. As you can see, he just adds spare parts.
Okay. So it's your own hand. Okay. So what do you think about this card? Is it worth having in your deck?
I think there's no reason for him to be legendary.
Okay.
Sure, there are some decks that relies heavily on playing spells, and in those decks, spare parts are awesome. But I mean, it's a 5/7 for 6. He only just comes up to the vanilla test. Had he been like super durable or done more damage or something like that, then he would have been great. But I mean,
so it's just you get these extra cards when you play him. Basically, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. He just adds spare parts to your hand, and dies to a bunch of things, and you know.
I've seen this.
Yeah, we've
many
seen
times.
the Wormhole a bunch of times. You got a bunch of heal bots and stuff as well. But yeah, as I said earlier, they're called commons for a reason. There's the power mace.
Cobra shot.
Yeah, Cobra shot can be really annoying to deal with. Alright, the bouncing blade, yeah.
Repeat until a million dies, okay?
Yeah, imagine...
That's a bit insane.
Well, imagine your opponent has like 2, you know, big minions down and you only have a little one.
Yeah.
You can, you know, run your little minion into one of them and they're all like, oh no, we're not hurt. But then you play that card and it just goes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 between them. So, you know, alright, that's cool, but it is a little sort of, once again, it relies a little on circumstance because, you know, once again, you have to be in that sort of situation. Or it may just kill one of your own minions and then, you know.
Yeah, it's a random, so it was better if it was...
What you will notice, I think, in this bunch of cards, the 3 cards that are interesting here, in my opinion, the Puddle Stumper, we've seen it before right now.
Yeah.
The Puddle Stumper, it's a new Murloc, and it's a 3/2 Murloc. It has the stat line of Raptors and so on, so that's interesting. That's for people who run Murloc decks, and you do see those. You see, Shammy has got some new super silly Murloc cards. So the sort of canon Murloc deck now is not a Warlock any longer. It's a Shammy now. Then we got the Cogmaster. A lot of people who run mech decks have him as their 1-cost minion. You'll see him in the mech mage decks, for example. And then there's the Screwjank Clunker, which is, well, you can see what it does.
And he passes your so-called vanilla test with a 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, the Cogmaster, really? Yeah. I mean, that's why, you know, on paper he's... If there's a 1/1 down... and he doesn't get his mech buff, he kills a 1/1.
Yep.
You know, he kills a paladin guy, and so on and so forth. So I think the Cogmaster is actually not a bad card at all. And then if you have a mech ready in turn 2,
then it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Metal Tooth Leaper.
Yeah, I have yet to see a hunter mech deck though. So you have how many mini bots have you got now?
I don't know. I expect I'll get a lot of dust.
Cockhammer.
Okay. The Paladin card. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is what it is.
Okay, it's okay, but not...
What you'll notice about the buff is that it's a random friendly minion. A lot of the cards in this expansion have required for things to be a mech. This just requires it to be a minion, and that and that I think is useful.
Yeah.
Then you can see the Vitality Totem, obviously
yeah, that's
a
new
new. If it can get going, if it gets to sit down for a couple of rounds, it can really. But usually people just remove it really fast. You have to be able to protect it, or it'll just heal you once and then all right, 4 health for 2.
Oh, okay.
But you know, throwing out a card at the same time. The Shield Maiden. Some warriors run it with. There's a new minion that gains attack every time you gain armor.
Okay.
And I've seen that comboed with the Shield Maiden. The problem with it is that they're both relatively expensive cards, so you can't just pop them down in the same round. So...
Yeah, that kind of ruins the combo thing.
Yeah.
You do that. Force Tank Max.
There's the Fel Cannon. The Fel Cannon is such a weird card. Imagine having to run a Warlock deck with all mechs because it'll just, you know, shoot whatever. But I mean,
So-
it holds up to the vanilla test, and then it does the 2 damage, which is sort of, you know, if you being in control of your own deck can just stick only mechs in it.
Yeah, so that's good. But so arena, it would be silly to have it off.
Yeah, obviously in arena
Yeah.
it'd be insane, but in other decks it's basically a 3/5. What's the ballista thing there? The catapult thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What about unstable portal? Oh, I saw that the other day where he pulled like the legendary. Yeah.
Exactly. Unstable Portal is an amazing card, and the reason it's amazing is that it's a random minion,
And costs less when you get it too.
meaning. Yeah, but that's what it is. The thing about it is that it's any it's any minion in the entire game. And what was it, Jiraxis?
Yeah, it was.
Someone pulled Jiraxis because he's a minion. He replaces your hero and completely changes your game, but he's a minion. And some guy pulled Jiraxis out of the Unstable Portal, and that's why it's so amazing. But obviously, you can get a Captain's Parrot as well. The Recon Bob is interesting because he can sort of save one of your minions, if you will. Oh, that's a gold.
Does this
really
work
cool.
also with like the small guys the paladin have?
What do you mean?
Like you can summon the small guys, and it says transfer a friendly minion into a random minion at
The same cost.
Yeah.
It's with the same cost. That's sort of the thing. What you can go for is if you have a minion that has a very powerful ability, like charge or does something special like silence or something like that, you can play the Recon Bob on him. Maybe after that particular minion has hurt itself, it's just about to die. You can play the Recon Bob on it and be all like, oh well, I'm gonna play this on the what's the 4-cost Blood Elf guy who silences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine them taking some damage and being like a 4/1. You play the Recon Bob on him who turns him into a Yeti. That's like
that's insane.
That's the dream scenario, right?
Yeah.
But that's the idea of the Recon Bob. There's the Micro Machine. We've seen that a couple of times now. But
It can be buffed
but
if
we
you
haven't
keep it
really
alive.
mentioned it. The thing about that is that it just gets out of control so fast, and especially for something like the Mech Mage that runs so much frost control.
Yeah.
Unless you're a warrior with cleave or a weapon or something like that, and you still gotta hope to not be frozen yourself. The Micro Machine really
Can definitely see that. Yeah.
it really escalates quickly.
And as you said, the golden.
Yeah, the golden unstable portal. That's really cool. Too bad it doesn't stay down on the board. Be cool if a golden minion comes out of it. The Hobgoblin, and it's interesting to see it next to the Mistress of Pain. As you can see, 1 attack minions and give it 2/2. It's a little too sort of conditional, in my opinion. The Hobgoblin. It would be interesting to run some sort of deck with, 2 Hobgoblins and then all 1/4s or something like that, right?
But again, does it work with the paladin small guys?
No.
It has to be a
because,
card.
as you can see, it says every time you play
Okay.
a 1-attack minion, and the summoning effect of the paladin's hero ability does not constitute playing one.
All right. Feign death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, imagine having lions down that gets hyenas out of them and web spinners and stuff like that. There is more than a couple of hunter cards with death rattles, so why not? I haven't ever seen it played. I'm sure some people run it with success.
Oh.
Isn't that? The Foe Reaper, awesome. Isn't that the second golden goblin
It is,
ever
yeah.
What the hell, man? All right. Well, the Foe Reaper. Obviously, he sort of does splash, or like he cleaves, if you will.
Okay, that could be nasty though. Of course, he's expensive.
Completely crazy. If you can keep him alive, and there are small minions down that don't kill him, or you can bubble him or something like that. That's 6 damage. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like his stat line.
9 health too.
Yeah, exactly. He almost holds up to the vanilla test, but the sort of overweight on that is on his health. 9 health is a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that card. It's really fun. Never bumped into it. Never. You know, no one ever played it against me, but really nice.
It used to be crazy though.
Yeah.
Illuminator.
More cybernetics and snow chuckers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see what the Illuminator does.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I have to say about that. Let's go.
As another floating watcher. And you can see here, game +2/+2. That means that if on turn 7 you play that and then you tap to get a card as a warlock, well, you just played a 6/6 for 5.
Implosion.
And Implosion is so much fun. You can see what it does. And obviously those are all little demons that come out, so if you have some sort of demon synergy in your warlock deck...
And if you can play it in turn 4, it can be quite powerful too.
Oh, yeah. 2 to 4 damage is a lot. The random factor, I suppose, has to sort of be there. Because if it was just pure 4 damage or 3 damage...
Yeah, it would be insane. A Arcane Nullifier, golden.
Yeah. You know, it's a troll that pays 1 to be unable to be targeted by spells or hero powers.
Okay.
So he can be really infuriating to have to chew your way through. It's one of those, you know, like the troll, for example, or the sludge belcher, minion that just takes a long time to chew your way through. Here you can see you got one of the other ogres. Like I told you, there's a bunch of them. You got the ogre ninja for the rogue, and they all have that 50% risk of just running crazy.
Yeah.
Or running stupid, I don't know. Oh, you're halfway through now, man.
Yeah, already.
Second enhancer mechanic. There's the king of beasts. If the high main is Scar, then I suppose this is Mufasa. Yeah.
And an Iotron.
Iotron. It's do you have it already?
I think maybe I had one of them already before.
You need to play the game with sound on sometime when someone plays the Anoyatron. He goes honk honk wait, hello. It's really infuriating. Nothing interesting here.
I've seen that before.
Alright, Golden Puddle Stomper. Golden Illuminator. The Bomb Lobber. Obviously, that's a lot of damage. 4 is an amazing amount of damage. And that's why it's as random on there as well. He can be really annoying if your opponent gets what he wants with it.
Yeah.
We didn't mention the trogs yet either.
No, you haven't.
As you can see, they all have there's 2 types of trogs: big trog and little trog. Well, 3, I suppose, because there is legendary trog as well. But this is little trog, and you know, +1 attack every time your opponent plays a spell in turn 2. Can be really good against some of those
mages.
Mages, chamois. You know, there's a lot of that stuff going on. Another bomb lava. The Kazan Mystic, you got one earlier.
I have 2 of those already now.
Yeah. Once again, super conditional. You don't know that you're going to be playing against a class that even has secrets. But
even Turtle stats are all right.
I've seen it work in the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Blingtron.
Blingotron. Okay.
Yeah.
Group of random weapon for each player.
Yeah.
What the?
I don't like that at all.
And the stats?
Yeah.
What is going on with that card? Honestly.
The random is all over the place with that
Yeah.
card. I know Total Biscuit loves it because he has this little funny random
but
crap deck.
Total Biscuit
but-
is just he likes doing the random stuff.
Exactly. So, on a serious note though, what a shitty legendary. It's Dr. Boom we want, please.
Yeah, I still have a chance.
That's the Power Mace again. And that's one of the ones where, do you remember I mentioned with the Pala weapon that says minion on it?
Yeah.
This one specifically says mech on it.
Yeah, okay. I can definitely see what you mean.
Another King of Beasts. All right. I think you got about 10 Dark Bombs.
Most likely.
Oh, okay. Thermoplug.
Okay. What?
Yeah. If you can keep him alive. Also, how much fun is
Summon
a
a
leper
leper gnome.
Yeah.
Okay.
The stat line is cool, though, I think.
And if you have a mech deck, he will be cool too because he's a mech.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's potential buffing. Dark.
Yeah.
Spurs.
The +5/+5 in taunt, awesome. It's a sort of expensive card, though.
Yeah, it costs one more than I would like.
Yeah. It's just you get choice and stuff as well,
Yeah.
and with the 5/5 you get taunt. So I think that's the, and then there's muster. Muster already.
Yeah.
But as we said, that really synergizes well with the quartermaster guy or whatever he's called that gives them +2/+2.
And another heal bot.
And another heal button. And another flame cannon.
Yeah.
Alright, now you have 2 1-out cheats. For that piratey feel. Yeah.
Sabotage.
I'm telling y'all, it's sabotage.
Destroy a random enemy minion. Okay.
Yeah. It's a,
It's a bit
What's
like
it-
Assassinate with randomize in it. Yeah.
who has that? Is it Hunter that has some sort of random destroy a minion?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And obviously here's the combo thing.
Yeah. For the rogues.
Yeah.
Call pit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once again, beast synergy. If you know all your stuff is beasts, then awesome, right?
Yeah.
The ship's cannon. That's kind of fun for. We mentioned pirate decks.
Yeah,
we mentioned the one-eyed cheat. We mentioned the salty dog. And as you can see, the ship's cannon would be a part.
Really good for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Trog, and then there's Ancestor's Call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, with the Ancestors Call, I think it's just a waste of a card. The problem here is, obviously, what you're trying to get is you're trying to cheat your opponent out of a battle cry, or you're trying to get one of your own super expensive super minions down.
Yeah.
The problem, as I see it, is that that's 2 cards to get 1 minion down.
Yeah.
You have to spend 2 cards, and a few decks will have enough cards to do that. And then you can see Big Trog. We had Little Trog earlier. This is Big Trog. Another Foe Reaper. All right, yeah. Well, you get to diss it. I had really hoped we'd get to see Dr. Boom because it's a good card. Another Recon Bob.
And a mini mage.
Yeah. The mini mage dies to all the things, right?
It looks a bit like that. What's it called? That rogue card.
Yeah, like but he
Patient
has
assassin.
but he has stealth as well. He just sits there and gives you spell damage +1. I don't know if it's a good use of a card. He only has 1 health, so he dies to whirlwind. He dies to fan of knives.
That's pretty much everything that's AoE.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess he has 4 in damage, so he could also be used as.
Oh yeah. No. He could definitely be allowed to sit for a round and then be used to remove something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all stuff we already see.
Yep.
The Shrinkmeister is interesting. We didn't mention him, but he's interesting in that if your opponent has some sort of, if you're playing as a priest and your opponent has some sort of minion you can't get rid of, you can minimize his health, which will allow other things to deal with him. For example, Shadow Word Pain, Stampeding Kodo, and so on and so forth. Or it will just allow one of your minions to run its face into him.
All right. Target Dummy. I think it's the first time I have that, but...
Yeah, that is one shitty card.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also all things we've seen before. I don't know, had we mentioned the little exorcist there?
No.
I don't know what the rush is, though. Yeah, this is all stuff we've seen before. You got a lot of them Goblins Doggers.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
I don't know why you like those so much.
I love those RoboCop.
Yeah. It's one that it's a RoboCop. I get it. Yeah, this is all, pretty regular stuff.
Yeah,
the Piloted Shredder, I'm a little disappointed we haven't seen the bigger version of this. There's a couple of versions of it. There's a legendary.
Okay.
And there's a is that a rare or an epic? I think it's an epic. There's an epic of it as well that just basically does the same, but summons a 4-cost minion instead.
Oh.
So. Ooh, epic stuffs. See here. There we go with the Demon Heart. Yeah,
okay.
Here's a couple of things to talk about. The Demon Heart is exactly the same thing as Demon Fire, but just on steroids. And here you can see it gives you the 5/5, doesn't give you the taunt, and therefore is 1 cheaper than the. So that's a Demon Heart, in my opinion, is an amazing card. Also, we have the Matter Bomber, which is, as you can see, just a Mad Bomber with
a
little more
random
oomph
stuff.
in it. Yeah. I think he's fun. I think the Matter Bomber is fun, and I think.
Do you still feel it's more of a arena card, though?
Yes and no. I've seen him more than a couple of times in Constructed as well. Some people run that card.
Junk bot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah. I have bumped into him, not that often. I think he's too expensive.
It seems very expensive.
Obviously, if your opponent, or yourself for that matter, if you do have mechs on the table, and you then throw them down, and then you clear with your own minions and lose some of them in the process.
Yeah.
This guy potentially, depending on how many you get to kill, but at least if you get to kill 2, right, all of a sudden he's a 5/9.
But it just, as you said, it seems very circumstantial.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with him. For that price tag, I think people think it is too circumstantial. But I like stuff like that. I think it's a fun card. It's just not so fun if all right, you play him and everything, and then he just gets killed. All right, didn't get anything out of that. But just as the the troll that gains attack every time a minion is hurt. the Junkbot,
Yeah.
if you're running an all mech deck, he can run out of control as well. That's cool with the golden tall strider.
An Iron Sensei.
The tall strider. Some hunters actually run it, and you often see it in arena.
Beast,
so
yeah.
it's not
It's
all
not a bad
fail.
card
No.
at all.
The Iron Sensei, on the other hand, is a very fun card, and mech rogues, which do exist, run him
Yeah, okay.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, with the whole stealth stuff and...
Yeah, I imagine
Yeah.
you know the little mech warper. What's he? He's a 2/3 for 2. In the following round, you play the Iron Sensei, your mech warper, which makes mechs cheaper, is now a Yeti.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so.
Right. Jeeves.
Golden Matter Bomber. Jeeves is fun. I've never seen him. I've never bumped into him.
a really strange card.
Yeah, I mean, if you have problems with that, with constantly being able to empty your hand, I don't think that Jeeves is necessarily going to solve your problem, because you're probably going to run out of cards too fast. But yeah. I mean, he is card draw.
And the Golden Mad Bummer, as you said.
The Golden Matter Bomber is really cool looking. Look at the reflection of the flames in his glasses.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Well, not
boredom.
another one, but otherwise we have seen these things.
Well, the Clockwork Gnome, obviously, once again, the spare part thing.
Yeah.
That's a leper gnome that, instead of damaging the opponent, gives you a spare part.
Do you think like a Robo is like viable?
I've never met a mech druid. Obviously, he would have to be a part of a mech deck, because I think there are. If you're just wanting a 3/2 or 2/3, I think there are better alternatives. It's nice to be able to get to choose, right? If your opponent has a 2/2 down, the what's it called? The guy that makes you draw a secret. He's a 2/2.
Yeah.
And there are other 2/2s. The Undertaker and so on. There's a bunch of 2/2s, and if you get one of those downs, if you put him down against one of those, yeah, sure, why not choose the 1 health instead of the 1 attack? So the choice is fine, but unless you're running a mech deck as a druid,
It doesn't make sense.
I would say that there would be better alternatives as far as 2 costs.
And the Salty Dog, we haven't really talked that much about him either. 7 attack and 4 on health. What is your opinion?
My opinion is that he obviously clears the. I think I've said obviously like 60 times. He checks out as far as the vanilla test goes.
Yeah.
And then it says pirate on it. So if you're playing a pirate deck, sure, why not? I also sometimes bump into him in arena because he's a big body and you have to deal with.
Yeah. And 7 attack is definitely something you have to deal with.
Yeah, it's the attack of the what's the how you doing guy? What's his name? The big 7/6 or whatever he has that makes other minions cost more. He has 7 attack as well. And
okay.
and that's as much as that. 7 kills a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and for a 5 cost card, that's really high. Again.
There's a siege engine.
Siege
That's the card I'm talking about every time you gain oil.
Okay, yeah.
And which you do a lot as a warrior.
So that can also quickly be nasty, actually.
Yeah, synergize that thing with an armor smith and your hero power and blah blah blah. Yeah. That gets a lot of attack fast.
Probably almost through all the decks.
Yeah, you've been seeming a little impatient, running through the cards. All right, yeah, King of Beasts again, Golden Druid of the Fang. The there are good beasts that are pretty good beasts, even with without stuff, and you see the Druid of the Fang work sometimes. I bump into Druid to run the snake that kills things outright. What's it called? The little 3/2 thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm.
Or 2/3. It probably is.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. So the Druid of the Fang. Yeah, sure. You see him. I don't think he's that brilliant, but you see him. Here we go. Dr. Boom, give us.
Oh.
And yeah, this is all stuff we've been talking about. Explosive Sheep is awesome because 2 damage is a lot. That early in the game, that's a a lot of damage. And the Cobra Shot, yeah, sure. It's 2 targets that get 3 damage. It's expensive in that the 3 damage to the enemy hero, yeah, okay, whatever. But the 3 damage to a minion is nice. It's just when you're that late in the game.
I think 5 is a little too much for it.
It is a lot, but it's also a lot of damage. It does 6 damage. It's just 3 damage. When you're in turn 5, your opponent has probably just had his turn 4 or his turn 5, and he has started playing some big things.
Yep.
So yeah. And then there's the other things. The Shadow Boxer we mentioned, the Ship's Cannon we mentioned, and Muster we mentioned. Yeah.
So now it's time to this, I guess.
Yeah, let's go look at it. You got a whole bunch of legendaries, man, but you didn't get the one we wanted.
No, unfortunately not. But God.
Yep, that's a lot of dust, though. Well, you go on. Yeah, there's a single legendary in there. I would. Oh yeah, well I suppose we had to go through everything again afterwards because you got a whole bunch of goldens, and you may as well diss the non-golden versions of those cards. So,
yeah.
Let's
go through.
Yeah.
So just a Druid first.
See, there's
that's
the
one
thing. So there's that guy you can get rid of. Goodbye.
What else? Doesn't seem to yield anything.
Oh no, just keep going. Now you can be quick.
So long.
I don't. If you wanna, we can sort of set it into crafting mode and then say, because then we don't get the soul bounce.
Yeah.
What do we have here? A golden unstable portal. So that goes. That's 20. That's a
lot. Yeah.
That's a rare. That's pretty good. Thank you for that. And the Soot Spear. Wow, you only got 1 Soot Spear. It's a lot of stuff you didn't get, in my opinion. Here we can see some of the other sort of stuff that
quite a lot of I haven't got.
We got a golden cog hammer. That's Bolvar.
Is he good?
Well, if you're in a situation where you can get a lot of mini guys killed, and he just sits in your hand, and you have sort of control of the board and everything, right? Then he can get pretty big, no doubt. When I cheat, awesome. Yeah, I would definitely if you think Mech Rogue sounds fun, then I would definitely get another Iron Sensei and then go crazy with that, because obviously you have so much. That's obviously again. You have so much dust now that you can do whatever you want. I don't. Do you ever play Do you ever play Warlock?
Very, very rarely.
Okay.
If not.
All right. Want to test this? We can test this if you want.
No.
Okay. There we go.
The sheep.
Yeah. All right. Wait. This isn't even from now.
Hey, go back.
What? Oh man, this isn't from now either. The hell, man.
I've gone through this.
Yeah, well now we're doing it. Puddle Stompers.
I have two.
You have 2 golden Puddle Stompers. That's really cool. You need to make a Murloc deck now. It's a must. Oh, you have a golden BGH. You got a lot of golden cards, dude. Compared to me, that is, which isn't representative of anything. Goblin Sappers as well. Yep.
Yeah, but maybe it's like the boom. I should get.
I don't. How much does a?
Is it 1600 or something? It costs.
Is it?
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
Well, yes, it is, and it's not.
It's also.
Right, yeah. Yo, but
No, we got a lot of those.
no, you got 3.
Yeah, but I
just
remember
saw it
we
a lot.
pulled a lot with the
Yeah, you
Dusted.
probably with the yeah, definitely. Junk so but.
Metaflammer.
Actually, yeah, we're up in the sort of legendary bracket now.
Yeah.
Look, here's one of those I told you about. It wasn't epic. Obviously, summoning a 4-cost minion after you just killed something is pretty good. So, there he is with his boom butts. Yep. All right.
So there we go.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you want to do any sort of crafting stuff. I think it would be probably better to sort of sit down and
Yeah.
plan it out. If you want to create Dr. Boom now, that's very I can recommend it. He's to me he sort of stands out as the new Ragnaros. He's just in so many decks now. Very cool.
There we go.
But as far as the rest of your money goes, I think you should sort of plan out that dust a little more. See, are there any must-have rares that you don't have? Because the commons will come. You know, you will always get the commons. Don't worry about those. But
it's more the
epics and rares. Yeah, you just can't. I can't believe you got 2 Foe Reapers, man. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I suppose that's it for now then.
Oh yeah.
So I should just get started to really get back into this game and start streaming Hearthstone again. It's definitely a bunch of new cards and stuff I need to learn.
Oh yeah. Too bad you don't have so much money down here.
No, but if you've looked at the quests, though.
Oh yeah.
If I play some druid.
Yeah. Kaplan druid.
Yeah.
No. Get your couple of druid games done, and then I recommend doing the arena some, because the arena, when you're playing the arena, it doesn't really matter because you're gonna get your cards anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter what happens. You're just sitting in there experiencing the new cards. You bump into some of the new cards, and people in the arena, people choose some silly cards sometimes because they got a choice between 3 shitty cards, and they just go for the fun one.
Yeah.
So, so I think that's fine. All right.
Yep. Well, that's it for now. So see you guys, and thanks for watching me opening all these cards, and hopefully you also learned something along the way if you haven't been up to speed with Hearthstone. See you and take care.